Hey guys, so we've got AOKP ROM Android 4.4.2 for your Nexus 5. Let's go ahead and take a look. Alrighty, so here it is, AOKP ROM Android 4.4.2 for your Nexus 5, which is actually also available for the Nexus 4 in case you guys are wondering. And yeah, everything works. You know, I know a big thing a lot of people are going to be wondering is, does the camera work? Does the video recording work? Yes, everything works as you would expect it to, which is, you know, obviously good news for a lot of us. But since CyanogenMod, or I should say since the release of CyanogenMod 11, you know, we started seeing ROMs like Paranoid Android pop up, and now, of course, AOKP. Now, between the two ROMs, I would have to say that AOKP is probably the most sort of far along, or the furthest along developed, if that makes any sense, ROM for your Nexus 5, in that, you know, Paranoid Android, it's missing a lot of its main features, and I'm gonna have to say that AOKP is also missing a lot of its features as well. However, we do have ROM control, which comes in the form of an application as well as a dedicated settings menu option. So if we go ahead into settings here, as you can see right there, ROM control. They also have themes, but I don't know if there's any themes available for Android 4.4.2 like CyanogenMod 11 and AOKP and all that, yeah, as of yet. Now we're gonna get into ROM control in just a moment here, but just to kind of touch base briefly on the other options that we have here. Sound and display, there's nothing to report in there, nothing new, everything we've seen before, everything we're used to. You know, everything else is pretty much the same, except for we do have app ops built in here, readily available, nicely laid out, ready to go for those of you that want to take advantage of that. And of course, developer options is enabled by default. So let's go ahead back up to ROM control here. Now, like I mentioned before, you know, AOKP, the Paranoid Android and AOKP are still very, very fresh into Android 4.4.2. So a lot of the features that made these ROMs really popular are missing at this point in time. However, if we go ahead and slide out in this really cool, like, looking slide out menu for the ROM control, which is a really welcomed addition compared to, you know, previous iterations of AOKP. I'm not a huge fan of AOKP, so I haven't been running it for a very long time since Android 4.4.2, so I don't know if this is new since Android 4.1 or even just Android, or I should have said Android 4.4. Did I say? Anyways, what I'm trying to say here, folks, is that a lot of the features are missing. This is actually a fresh install for me. I just recently did a how to install video just before I started this one, and I've been using this ROM actually for a couple of weeks now. I have to say, it's actually really stable, and I also got really great battery life out of it as well, which is always a welcomed addition to any brand new ROM. So I was really impressed there, whereas before when I tried out Paranoid Android, and this was like about a month ago, the battery drained really quickly. So while we're looking in the ROM control here, you can see we can go through general, and you know, these will start to fill up more as the updates start coming out, but we'll just kind of take you on a little tour of what we do have access to at the moment. Of course, hardware keys in advanced, we can make some different lock screen, we've got some different lock screen customizations here, status bars, some different status bar customizations. A lot of these, you know, since this latest update, I didn't see in the version that I was running before. Moving to toggles looks a lot different as well. Before, this entire section here was just a small section at the bottom of the screen, but it looks like they actually expanded upon it so that you can, you know, have a bigger view of things. So you can, of course, you know, just drag and drop and rearrange things as you would like. Go into configure, and you can configure different actions in there, things like that. Jump into installer here. We've got a couple of extra options previous to the version that I was running before, such as enable persistence, persist density, and persist host, one of which is for the display, and one of which is for well, I don't know. Anyways, navigation rings. So we've got some different navigation rings here, as well as some long press actions as well. So, you know, you can add some more actions in here instead of just accessing Google Now, which is great. And of course, I'm backing out of ROM control. Let's jump back in there again. And of course, we do also have navigation bar. Now, this is something cool that I haven't seen in ROMs before, is that, well, more or less, I should say anyways, there's always been customizations for the nav bar here. However, have you guys been able to do this on the fly easily? So if I wanted to, say, for instance, put my back button, you know, closer to my thumb, I can go ahead and do that. And as you can see, it rearranges there. And maybe I wanted to have my home button closer to my thumb as well, and recents to the far left. I can do that on the fly, just like so. Going into the settings option here, though, I haven't really seen I mean, there really isn't anything here, so, you know, I guess we're still waiting for that to happen. But other than that, everything else is working, guys. It's a great ROM, good start to a great ROM. I'm hoping that they're going to tone down some of their customization options, because before, in previous iterations of AOKP, more specifically, if we can go back to like Ice Cream Sandwich or early Jelly Bean days, it was just way overly saturated with customization. So many that you'd go through them for an hour and a half, and once you have the phone set up just like you like it, you forget what customizations you ended up mucking around with anyways. So anyways, guys, I do recommend you try this out, especially if you're a huge fan of AOKP ROM. It is stable, it's working, everything is working, including the camera, GPS, Bluetooth, NFC, Wi-Fi, data, everything's working. So like I said before, I'll be posting a link in the description below to both the ROM as well as the GApps package, and if you want to, I'll be posting a how to install video if you guys need a visual aid on how to install this ROM. Anyways, guys, that's it. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, click that likes button down below this video, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe for more videos in the future. But that is it. Thanks as always for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.